So today we're going to get started with our last and final video. By the way, this is an extra video. However, if you know how to do these things, it's going to make using SketchUp a lot easier. So two things that we're going to be learning today is how to turn something, and we're also going to be learning how to copy and paste something. And once you know how to do these things, it's going to be easier to make one of something and then just use that again and again, such as in Windows. So let's go ahead today and get started with a few things. I'm going to use my selector tool, and when I select, what I'm going to do is come over here to the arrow, and then I can draw around any of the object that I want. And do make sure that you have a full selection. So on this pyramid I did not get everything, so I'm going to try that again. So when I select, I'm going to go ahead and use my selector and go around everything. There we go. So there is a difference between a left select and a right select. So you might want to play around with that. The right select, while going down this way, it is more exclusive. It does not pick up everything. If you're going this way, it's going to be more inclusive. So it's going to include more things. So I'm going to take that and look all the way around. Yes, and I have included everything there. So next thing that we're going to do is let's learn how to copy and paste something. So this is going to allow you to take it one time, make it one time, and then have multiple pyramids or multiple windows or multiples of anything that you're needing. So a few things. I'm not going to be able to show you this on the computer, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the control key with my finger, and my finger is on the control key right now, and it needs to stay on the control key for any time that you're going to copy and paste something. So next what I'm going to be doing is going over to the mover, and what I'm going to be doing here is taking and copying and moving. So I am still holding down the control key. If you have let go of that, it probably did not work quite right, or it just moved that one pyramid. So I'm going to take this, and do notice that as you're moving, it's trying to help you out with staying on the axis lines. So that's kind of important to make sure that you're paying attention to knowing what you need here. So that is how you're going to copy and paste things. Once again, it will make once you have made windows or something else that you're wanting to make copies of, it's going to make that a lot simpler. Alright, so let's go ahead with something else that you're going to be doing. Is if you're going to be creating one thing and you get it down in your project and you're thinking, oh, I wish I would have been able to move that. Let's go ahead and talk about how to move something. So I'm going to go back to my selection, and when I'm selecting, let's make sure I selected everything. I was a little shy on the selection. When I select things, I do kind of like to try and turn so that it's easier to select. So I'm going to take this and try to get back over here and make sure it doesn't select my pyramid too. Yes, that's much better. Now what I'm going to be doing is I have selected everything of my arch. I don't want the pyramid anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a second one of these. So once again, I'm holding the control key and I'm going to move this. Now what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to rotate this. So I'm going to take this and put it right there on the top of this. So I have that. But now what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to go ahead and make it the other direction. So I'm going to make this kind of like a Under Armour symbol. Now what I'm going to do is it's still selected. Now I'm going to go over to the rotator. And the rotator is a little tricky. It takes a little bit of time to practice and get used to. Notice that as I'm doing these, there are different colors of the compass, and what it's trying to help you out with is what axis line is it going to move on. So if I take this one, it's on the blue, and as I rotate this, I like to kind of orbit this and change my position that I'm looking at it a little bit. So it's going to take this and I can move this. Do notice that at this time, because I'm connected to the lower one, I've got a little bit of a problem. I'm moving too much. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo, Rotate, and then what I'd like to do is I'm going to move this off of this just one moment. So I have it connected. That's not good. I'm going to undo my move, undo my copy. Let's try this again. I'm going to go ahead and once again select. I'm going to copy once again, and I want that out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and rotate. So once again, you need to look at how this is going to rotate. If it is not on the axis lines, if it's just black, that's a pretty good indication that it's going to move it in some random direction. So let's see, I'll show you your randomness here. So if it's here and I want to move that, it's going to, notice this is now up on an angle. So that's not the best move, so I'm going to go ahead and edit undo. Make sure that when you're rotating this, it's on the axis line that you're wanting. So if I have this, I'm going to move this up a little bit more. And notice I didn't quite get it from that vantage point, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it just a little bit, come out here and finish rotating it. And if I'm going to finish rotating it, getting much closer. So yes, I did pause the video to get that right, and it took me one more move. Something else we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to get these on top of each other. So I'm going to take my mover and stack that right on top of the other one. Let's make sure I have that done correctly. And there I have it. So once again, whenever you save, please make sure that you go to File, Save As, and when you go to Save As, you're going to need to put, if you got this done, I will give you extra credit points on your assignment for today. Please make sure that you have it in your Data G, Art, 8th grade, and then it goes into your second hour or your third hour. And save it with your name. Thank you very much.